Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. Don't mind this brown bomb lace setter band. I just have it on because I'm just trying to keep my lace down. It's been a long damn day. We're just gonna have it on and I'm just gonna film this video. When it comes to the last breakup, the last relationship that I was in, the number one question that I get a lot is how did I move on from an 11-year relationship? Someone that I spent a lot of years with, someone that I was in love with and married. How did I just easily move on? And I want to talk about, it's something that a lot of people see online. I see it all the time personally, like when there is an influencer, a celebrity, whatever. There are so many comments. I've never once not seen a comment about, oh, she moved on fast, he moved on fast. Honestly, you have never been in the relationship. You don't know the suffering. You don't know when they mentally checked out. It is not your business whether someone moves on fast or not, because that's your own perception. That's your own opinion. You don't know the truth. What I have to say about that is, I don't know about women and men. This goes for any gender. I don't care what gender you are. When you mentally check out, it seems like you are moving on fast, or you moved on quickly, or you never loved the person. People mentally check the fuck out before they physically leave the relationship. That's a thing. That is real. That's what a lot of people go through. We mentally check out before we are physically checked out and before we actually physically leave the relationship. It's no one else's business whether you moved on and moved forward at a different time than the other person. Bottom line, there's so many other specifics and like variants when it comes to that, but let people move the fuck on. That's what life is about. And you don't know what happened behind closed doors, so there's a reason why people move on fast. That's what I gotta say about that. So going back to how was I able to leave an 11-year relationship? The cheating. I got fucking cheated on, and there were other incidents that I'm not going to talk about that happened that made me have my suspicions, and I wouldn't be surprised if it was true or not. I had gut feelings, I had intuitions, I had feelings, sensation in my body, dreams, the whole 9 yards. Ultimately, the deal breaker for me was the cheating itself. Disrespect that happened throughout the end of the relationship obviously was a factor as well, and the cheating was just kind of the cherry on top of everything. I think people like to water down cheating, they like to downplay it. Like, no, that's the ultimate disrespect. It doesn't matter if you were drunk, you were hurt, you had a hard childhood, it doesn't fucking matter. You are responsible for your own actions, and what you do at the end of the day is your decision. I don't believe anything is a mistake, and even if it was a mistake, you're gonna take this fucking L for the rest of your life, and that's the biggest mistake you're gonna fucking make in your life. For me, it was the cheating. I stand on business every single fucking time, and I will say that a million fucking times. I don't care if it annoys anyone. That was the deal breaker for me. And I always told myself, if my partner were to ever cheat on me, I'm done. Like, if you want to get rid of me, cheat on me. That'll be the quickest way to get rid of me. No, but yeah, it was a cheating, and I stuck to my word regardless. It doesn't, just because I was able to move on and get out of the relationship doesn't mean that I didn't love the person as much, or I didn't have this much amount of love for the person. I did. But at the end of the day, if you are going to cheat on me, just know that it comes with consequences, and that's losing me. And I think that is the best revenge. I never once even thought about revenge. Honestly, don't believe in revenge, because it's like, your best revenge is to leave them right where they're at. That's revenge. You think you're hurting the other person or one-upping them when you cheat back. No, you just look like a fucking fool. The ultimate revenge and the ultimate one-up is leaving people exactly where the fuck you left them. Period. They have no access to you. They lose you, and they will think about you, regret fucking up on you for the rest of their life. And that is the biggest fucking flex. So, yeah, just because I was able to move on doesn't mean that it was the easiest fucking process. Doesn't mean that it was a breeze and that I didn't love this person. No, I fucking love this person. Probably more than I loved myself at that time. So no one can tell me shit about not loving this person enough to stay, because that's a brainwashed mentality. You gotta love yourself more than you love your partner. And if you don't, then that's a fucking issue, but that's a whole different video. It doesn't mean that it wasn't hard. It was fucking hard. You know, when you are arguing with your partner and you like threaten to leave and you do the whole pack your shit, and then you guys kind of just come back eventually. Imagine that not happening. Because I know people go through like a grieving phase of like, I miss them, I need them, I want them, maybe I do love them, maybe we can make it. At the end of the day, you have to know what the fuck you want. If you don't know what the fuck you want, you are going to go in circles, you're going to be settling, you're going to be just going through the motions. But if you know exactly what the fuck you want and you're not getting that, then you already know which direction to go into. So for me, the cheating was a deal breaker. That was something that I was not willing to not necessarily look past, but yes, I've forgiven this person. And yes, you can forgive people and not be in a relationship with them, not keep them in your life. So it's not that I didn't forgive him. It's not that I didn't love him enough. Definitely not. I know my value, and that is I don't tolerate cheating. Cheating will never be okay. You're not going to play in my face and think that it's okay. You're not. That happened, and I stood on business. It's that easy. The process was not easy. There are many moments where I thought I missed this person. There are many moments where I'm like, I miss my life, you know, my routine, my same ass shit that I've been doing for years. And honestly, no. Parts of it was trauma bond. And when you're trauma bonded, you don't see that. You don't realize that. You mistake that for love. And that is not love. You think God would send you somebody that called you names, disrespect you, cheat on you, belittle you, wreck your whole ass fucking nervous system? You think God sent that type of person? Not the God that I know. It's just to each their own. You know, I don't judge people who take back cheaters. Like, that's your life. You have to live with that for the rest of your life. And although I want the best for people and I wish that they could love themselves enough to know that they can have so much better, to feel peace, happiness, joy, and experience genuine, healthy love. You know, I wish that. I would want that for everybody. But some people choose different paths. And I do believe people change, yes. But it's not for everybody. Taking back a cheater is not for everybody. I was not willing to run the risk of finding out more shit later on, having go through the same ass arguments, having to look at my partner knowing he did what he did. I personally would not be able to live that kind of life. And I just I don't want that. I don't want that for my life. That's not the type of life that I want. It's not the type of love I want. It's not the type of partner I want. That's not the type of partner that I would want to have kids with. That's not the type of partner that I want my mom dating, my sister dating, my daughter dating, my grandma dating. Like, so that's the perception on that. Yeah, I don't judge. It's your life. That's what you have to live with for the rest of your life. That's your quality of life. That has nothing to do with me. So when I speak on shit like this, I'm not judging other people. This is like my life. I'm speaking from my truth, my perception, and that's just not what I want to deal with. I didn't want to run the risk of looking like a fucking fool, embarrassed as fuck, my partner in somebody's DMs, my partner on the DL, my partner messing with somebody, knowing my partner messed with somebody, and then they like see me and be like, oh, that's the girl that he cheated on with 10 times. No, I just didn't want to run the risk of being cheated on again. I do believe people change. I have forgiven this person. I chose to not continue to be have any parts of that, because that's not my responsibility. It's not my responsibility to teach a man how to treat a woman. It's not my responsibility to influence a man to be faithful, to be loyal to me, to respect me. So it's just the bottom line of things. Like, you can love someone so fucking much, that doesn't mean that you don't love them enough to stay, because you can love yourself more. You just can't put yourself on the back burner like that. Can't do yourself a disservice. You can't devalue yourself. What made it easy was the cheating, you know? Like, if you can tell someone that you love them and at the end of the day do them like that, you don't love them, period. I don't give two fucks what type of childhood you had, what type of upbringing you had, what type of trauma you've been through. We all have our own past That has nothing to do with you making the decision that you made. And I think if anybody wants any advice on, because I would get questions and I would get DMs and messages on YouTube about what should I do? What should I do? And honestly, I'm just straight up, because I've been there. You really just got to fight through the feelings of thinking that you miss them, because what you really miss is the person that you thought they were. I believe that you only think people are great because you make them great. We make these scenarios up and these versions of people in our minds to be this great fucking person that loves us so fucking much, but in all reality, like when you get out of that fucking bubble and snap the fuck out of it, people don't give a fuck, and they will run you over, walk all over you, and run you to the fucking ground with no mercy. They can sleep good at night. They can keep doing what they're gonna do because they know that you won't leave. You don't love yourself enough. You're not gonna leave. And I just refuse to be that fool. Like, imagine being the girl that they settled with because you're the girl that puts up with their shit. And you'd be surprised. There's a lot of guys that go back to their exes or stick with girls because they've been through it with them. They know they're a cheater and they can get away with it. And that's just the saddest shit ever. I would never want to be the girl that they chose to settle with because it's easy. There's no pressure. They don't have to work hard to be a man, to do more. They don't have to step up to nothing because they can stay below the bar. They can stay down here and not be judged for it. And I can go on and on about that, but it was fucking hard. It was fucking hard. But when you constantly remind yourself of what you deserve and what you don't fucking want, you won't ever allow that ever again. Not in the slightest bit. Not about not loving the person enough. It's about respect for yourself. It's about your standards. It's about what you believe in because you fucking matter. It doesn't like, you have to separate your feelings from what you deserve. Because you can feel all the feels. Sometimes you can make the decision to go back because you feel like you love them. You miss them. It's the feelings. It's the emotions. But you're completely forgetting about the logical stuff. The reality, the truth of what happened and how they really are and who they really are. I think you can be really blinded by that. You gotta be able to be strong enough to realize that that's not the type of partner that you want. That's not the type of quality of life you want to live. I knew that I didn't want to even stay in a situation like that because I knew how miserable I'd fucking feel. I already felt miserable all the other times that I was lied to and disrespected. It wasn't a breeze to just move the fuck on, babes. It wasn't. But I separated my feelings from what I deserve and what I wanted in my life and what I was willing to put up with, and I was not willing to put up with that bullshit. I'm not. I took that leap of faith because I had no idea how the hell I was gonna pay certain bills, because obviously at this time this person was a husband and he paid majority of the bills because he volunteered, and then it became like thrown in my face, that type deal. That's another thing as well. A man can give you the fucking world, but he's gonna make sure that he's able to tell you and remind you that you have that life because of him. And guys will get powerful when it gets like that because they think that they can treat you however they want because they pay all the bills, so they can just go out, step out of their relationship and do whatever the fuck they want to do because they have that power. But babes, you're not as powerful as you think. I didn't know, how the hell I was gonna pay this, pay that, do that. I didn't fucking know. But guess what? I didn't think about it. I'm the delusion queen. And I just have faith in my God that God is my main provider and that he was gonna make a way. And boy, he made more than a way for my life. And I'm so glad that I put my trust in the Lord, because fleshly, I don't know how the fuck I was gonna do shit. Because I got so used to relying on this person and thinking, oh, they're my husband. They got my back. Little did I know. Till this day, I have no hate in my heart for this person. I don't need to speak bad about anybody. I just speak facts. And even then, I don't even want to talk about it because it's like, that doesn't have anything to do with me. I've moved on and I love my life. I love my new life that I've created for myself. It's crazy how that's now the past and I have no feelings towards what happened. Honestly, I ran through the motherfucking ringer the first couple of weeks that it happened, and I was trying to figure out what the fuck I was gonna do. But we are here. A year, almost 2 years, we're here. And I'm so glad that I left. Some people don't change. They don't. As much as you want to believe that, they don't fucking change. And I would not wait around for that change. Because I know that we're all out here hoping, you know, that they're going to change, they're going to grow up, they're going to change their mind, they're going to grow into this person that I need them to. Oh, no, babes. Once you start bargaining and like hoping, you're not Bob the Builder. You're not going to build that partner for your life. It's either in them or it's not. Period. You can't change into one. Only thing that you can do is show up as you and be your genuine self, and that is more than enough. And that is your only duty. It is not your job to baby anybody. It is not your job to teach anybody how to love anybody. All the begging, that is beggar's energy. You need to be in your goddess energy and know who the fuck you are, and you should never beg or teach anybody how to treat you. You should never have to teach anybody how to respect you, how to love you. If you have to teach people, they're not for you. You really don't want that. You really don't want that. That's it for my video. I'm feeling very passionate about that because I get that question. How did you move on so fucking fast? It's not about moving on fast. I was disrespected multiple times. I was done dirty multiple times, and then the cheating happened, and that was just like the cherry on top of everything, and I was over it. I didn't want that life. I was done feeling like that. So you just have to remember what the fuck you deserve. If not, you're just gonna keep going in that loop of that relationship, same ass shit, nonchalant, mundane, same ass shit, and you get comfortable and completely forget about yourself and what you fucking want. And sometimes you don't know what you want when you're with the wrong person. Sometimes it takes you being alone to know exactly what the fuck you want and what the fuck you deserve. That's how I moved on. I'm in an 11-year relationship. You can love a person so fucking much, but that doesn't mean shit if at the end of the day they can disrespect you and they can cheat on you. They can belittle you. They can treat you like shit. So separate your feelings from what you deserve. Anything that isn't what you want out of life and in a partner, cut.